Hey MJ, thank you so much for sharing your poems this week. I really like what you did with this first poem, with this first prompt. I think that there's something about the level of detail that you include in this first poem about the parking lot, about waiting, the progression of what you see and what you hear, the metaphors you use to describe that. Um, and then the arrival of this family member, which you never tell us who it is. We don't know if it's a brother or a father or a cousin, but I like that because it makes it sort of this universal sense of, as the title of your poem indicates, family time rather than a particular individual relationship. Um, I love the um, smells that you're including. I will say that at this point, filling the air, you can smell it for feet. I actually thought you were saying that there was a switch, and you were saying instead of the food smelling good, that it smelled like feet. So I just want to point that out to you in case there's a revision there you want to consider. Um, but I love it. I love the details. I love the focus on the smells. And I love the repetition of being broke and gotta pay the bills. I think it adds this personalization and this charm to this interaction, and the fact that you meet with this family member every Tuesday and get together and have this ritual together, and your familiarity with the scene, although it feels like you're analyzing it in a deep way to share it with your reader. So yeah, I particularly love this first poem. I really want to encourage you to continue working on it. I really want to encourage you to include it in your portfolio at the end of the class. I think it's remarkable. Um, yes, I think your imagery brought me to the place. Um, I think that you did accomplish not being too wordy. I think that you are writing with some feelings, and that's what you should be doing in poetry. If not, it would be a scientific paper or something, right? It gives us an opportunity to actually refine and explain particular feelings. So yeah, I mean, I think there's the feeling of the other patrons being lonely. I think there's this feeling of ritual that comes up for me in terms of you meeting here each week. So excellent work. I really loved it. Um, Prompt number two, I know you mentioned in your questions here that this was a difficult one for you. And it is difficult. It's difficult for us to read someone else's poem, mimic the form, and not be influenced by their subject. So I'm going to be continuing to challenge you with all different kinds of prompts in this class. And some of them might be easy breezy for you, and some of them might be more challenging, but I'm excited that you took the challenge anyway. Um, and I think that unless you had said to me this was difficult for me, I wouldn't have known it because your poem reads in a really fluid, beautiful way. Um, so I am going to stop there, but just want to say thank you again for your work, and I look forward to seeing what you submit next week.